Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
The Independent, July 31st, 8:07 America, New York. Did a doomsday cult really drive Lori Vallow to murder her children? Prosecutors pinned Vallow's motive in the murders of her children on 3 pillars of a cult playbook: power, money, and sex. But a survivor of one of America's most notorious cults tells Rachel Sharp we may never know if a cult truly drove Vallow to kill. Copyright, AP, handout.
Global News.
July 31st, 8:04 America, New York. Canada exits FIFA Women's World Cup after falling 4-0 to Australia. Team Canada has been knocked out of the FIFA Women's World Cup after losing 4-0 to co-host Australia in their last Group B match.
Global News.
July 31st, 8 o'clock America, New York. Donald Trump could be indicted soon in Georgia. What to know? Fani Willis has strongly hinted that any indictment would come between July 31st and August 18th. One of 2 grand juries seated July 11th is expected to hear the case.
Wall Street Journal World News.
July 31st, 8 o'clock America, New York. Real estate deal gone bad hits popular crowdfunder. CrowdStreet raised $4 billion by promising big returns to small investors, but many deals were disappointing.
The Independent.
July 31st, 8 o'clock America, New York. Whitney Houston's estate announces second annual Legacy of Love Gala with BeBe Winans, Kim Burrell. This year would have been Whitney Houston would have turned 60, and a special celebration to raise money for a good cause is being planned for her birthday. Copyright 2017 The Associated Press. The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
July 31st, 7:58 America, New York. Idaho mom Lori Vallow Dable faces sentencing in deaths of 2 children and her romantic rival. Idaho mother Lori Vallow Dable faces up to life in prison without parole Monday as she is sentenced in the murders of her 2 youngest children and a romantic rival in a case that included bizarre claims that her son and daughter were zombies and that she was a goddess sent to usher in the biblical apocalypse.
Fox World News.
July 31st, 7:57 America, New York. South Korean dog meat farmers push back as politicians push to eliminate the industry. Dog meat farmers in South Korea are pushing back against calls by politicians to eliminate the industry. Dog meat consumption is a centuries-old practice in the Korean peninsula.
Global News.
July 31st, 7:57 America, New York. Toronto police search for missing sisters aged 10 and 12. Toronto police said the 10-year-old and 12-year-old girls were last seen on Sunday at around 6 p.m. in the Driftwood Avenue and Jane Street area.
Wall Street Journal World News.
July 31st, 7:56 America, New York. At the core of Hollywood's AI fight. How far is too far? Studios see potential in the technology, while actors, writers and other industry workers fear the worst.
Mirror World News.
July 31st, 7:54 America, New York. My son's nursery shamed me for, still, breastfeeding. I felt so overwhelmed. A mom was left feeling overwhelmed after she spoke to an educator at her son's potential daycare, and was met with nothing but judgment and mean comments because of breastfeeding.
The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
July 31st, 7:52 America, New York. Former ARC Governor Asa Hutchinson says GOP rivals shouldn't float pardon for Trump. Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson is scolding the rest of the 2024 GOP field for floating a pardon for ex-President Donald Trump as part of their pitch to primary voters.
Wall Street Journal World News. July 31st, 7:51 America, New York. Financial Services Roundup. Market Talk. Find insight on BBVA, CTOS Digital and more in the latest market talks covering the financial services sector.
Global News.
July 31st, 7:49 America, New York. China limits drone exports, citing Ukraine, concern about military use. Export controls will take effect Tuesday to prevent use of drones for non-peaceful purposes, the Ministry of Commerce said in a statement.
New York Times World News. July 31st, 7:44 America, New York. Wagner mercenary group will stop recruiting, new recording says. The recording, purportedly of the group's founder, Yevgeny V. Prigozhin, appeared to signal that the mercenary force would continue operations but on a smaller scale. Copyright Alexander Ermochenko, Reuters. The future of Russia's Wagner private military company has been in question since its founder, Yevgeny V.